Testing, testing. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're getting ready to start this episode of Car Lifestyle, the podcast. Getting suited up, as they say. I have in front of me my friend Joey, right?
Yeah.
He's one of the technicians here at Ross Nissan, and today's episode is episode 5. We're already on episode 5. We brought you information ranging from how to lease a car, how to buy a car, to the technical aspect. And today we're here with you. You are a technician, certified technician for Nissan, right?
Right.
How long have you been doing this?
3 years.
3 years. What made you get started in the whole game?
It was a hobby, and I don't know. I thought I'd be good at it, so I went to school a few years ago for it.
So you were always into cars from since you were a little kid, or how did it work
since I
out?
was a little kid.
Yeah, I've been one of those guys too. Like, I used to fix my little car. Started with the bike. I used to break it down, but then I didn't have the patience to do it and build it back up. I praise you guys. I have a friend who's a mechanic as well, and he does like from the breakdown of the whole motor, rebuilding it to bringing it back to life. And I say, man, how can you do this? And he says, it's my passion, bro. This is what I do. Do you ever get to that level of loving it so much, or you hate it at times?
No, I really like it. There's not a lot of skilled labor that you can do these days, but this is one of them, and it's good. It's self-motivating, so I like the work.
It keeps you on your toes and all day.
Yeah. You always have to think, and I mean they change every year, so you always have to. You never stop learning.
Do you always go back to school to be updated?
Yeah, we go all the time. I'm going in June to the training center in Ontario for
Something new.
Yeah, computer control.
Wow. So your specialty here at Ross Nissan, you've been with the company, you said, for 3 years, right?
Right.
And that was right after you graduated from school?
Yes.
So these guys said, come on, you're brand new, you're one of the best, come and join us? How did it work?
Yeah, that's the fast version.
Exactly. No, but it is crazy because a lot of people tend to think that once you go to a dealership, it's just buying the car. They don't think about maintenance. They don't think about keeping up their vehicle, and that's the worst thing that they can do, right? Because if you don't keep up your vehicle, at the end of the day, your vehicle's only going to last you as long as you take care of it, right?
Oh, right. Yeah, that's definitely true. I've seen like 30-year-old Z cars come in, and they're like as old as I am, and they're fine because the owner maintains everything. And I've also seen like brand newish cars that they're neglected, and they can't last if you neglect.
The way that I see it is like a car is like a shoe. You're in it. How are you walking in it? How are you using it? It depends on you, and it reflects your character at the end of the day. Because a lot of people, I get in their car and they look nice, but when you turn it on, the car's starting, like rattling. I'm like, dude, is this car gonna start dancing or what, man?
Yeah.
But
Exactly like a shoe. You nailed it.
yeah. Well, what is the most common thing you see like getting messed up in a car?
The most common thing?
Yeah, the biggest problem.
Nissans don't have any problems.
They're just maintenance, right? Just keeping up, yeah.
No, I mean, they all have problems. The hardest thing, probably transmissions.
Transmissions.
I mean, yeah, they're common.
And usually, like people, I know a lot of people, like obviously here in Los Angeles area in the United States, we drive for a living. We practically live in our cars.
Yeah.
What can mess up a transmission?
Well, it's really hilly around here, so there's just more stress than an area that's all flat everywhere. So
Pretty much something like that then.
Yeah, it causes durability problems. Plus the heat.
The heat.
Yeah, they generate a lot of heat, and it's a hot climate here.
How about if you downshift? A lot of people, they want to feel like Fast Furious and they downshift like crazy.
Yeah.
That can do it too?
Yeah, if you mess with it.
How about, the other day I was coming from Palmdale. It's like a city around here, and it's kind of far. You have to go through a mountain, and when you come down, it's like slope. You can just put it in neutral and then just cruise it. I do that because I like to save a buck or two, on the gas.
Yeah.
Because, your car's revving higher as you're coming downshifting the vehicle.
Sometimes, yeah. So I do the same thing. The other day, I turned the car off just to see how far I could get. My wife hated it, though.
She's like, and you're a technician? You call yourself a professional?
Yeah, trying to have fun.
Yeah, you're like, well, we're just going to, fly off the cliff. It's okay. We'll
Made her
come
really
back.
nervous. She didn't like it.
I'll get you a ride on a helicopter. Don't worry, babe. This is an express ticket. Not just kidding. No, I bet. But, is it bad for you to actually put it in neutral and then when you're coming down, like put it back into gear, or you have to wait until the car stops to put it into gear?
No, it's fine.
It's fine?
Yeah.
Because I felt like my car was kind of like going like...
Well, you gotta be going the right speed.
Yeah.
All right, maybe I shouldn't be giving this advice. Don't do any of that stuff we just talked
Don't
about.
do it. It's just, guys being guys. This is not the technical aspect, but we love cars. I've been driving since I was 13. I didn't have to. I mean, I shouldn't have, but I did. I would go to the local college, and my brother-in-law would take me, and I would start learning. And on the weekends, I would do tasks for him, right? And I was like, okay, you know what? If I wash your car, if I do this, would you let me the car just to go to the store? And my store trip was to go see the girlfriend, right? So I would just pass by. I can barely see in the car, and I was driving. So I started learning the cars because it was my passion. I would do the oil change. That's the most I can do.
Yeah.
So oil change. But I felt proud because I
It's more
would.
than most.
It's the most common thing, but people lag it, right?
Yeah.
I seen like the other day I was talking to a friend, and he's like, "Hey, I haven't done an oil change in my car in 2 years. Is it necessary?" The guy told me that it's high mileage. I said, "Yeah, bro, but it's not forever mileage. What are you thinking? Where are you going?" We drained the whole plug. We took out the car plug. We drained the oil. When it was out, dude, it was like glue.
Yeah, that's really bad.
What is that? Because it was already worn out, or did it have like something else that could happen to it?
Develop sludge if you go to. You said 2 years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really bad. That's probably the worst thing you could do.
And it's like the way that I saw it. I told him it's like when you go to a restaurant. If you eat food with good oil, it's gonna taste good. If you eat food with refried oil, you're gonna feel all the nasty flavors on top of the food.
Yeah, that's a good analogy.
And like Mexican food, I love Mexican food, so
Yeah, me too.
that's kind of like my gauge. I say, okay, these people don't have the kitchen clean, they don't clean it, but it feels good when they do.
Yeah.
I asked you a bunch of questions before we came in this week, and because I was talking to Robert, and he's like, you know what? Let's write down some questions. This is the first time Joey's been on a podcast. I said, yeah, but it's just a conversation. A lot of people tend to be like, am I gonna say it right? Am I not gonna say it right? The thing about a podcast is the fact that I like that you can be yourself. So Joey, don't be afraid. Come and play. Let's dance. Let's answer the questions like we're on in school. Okay. So we asked you how long you've been working in the service department. You already said that.
Yeah, about 3 years.
3 years. And why do you enjoy it? You said.
Oh, I enjoy skilled labor. I would never like a desk job. That sounds awful.
Yeah.
I would hate it.
This one is practically new every day, right? A different adventure.
Yeah, stuff that happens all the time. I mean, the new model, it changes every year, and yeah, it's always different.
So, with that, with every model being changed, and you say that you always have to be updated, right, with the technology,
Mm-hmm.
does your pay scale change?
Yeah, the better you are, the more you make.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's like for anybody that's listening to us that's a kid or anybody that wants to get into this, it's a great living, right?
Yeah, it's really good. I mean, I make more every year.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are stuck in a dead end job. So you see, there's options in the car industry, and cars. I think we're gonna have them forever at this point.
Yeah, at least in California, for sure. There's too many freeways.
Too many freeways and too many people. Every year we get different new drivers, new teenagers driving behind the wheel.
Yep.
So it's pretty good. I like that. Let's go to the next question, Joey.
All right.
What is the craziest job you've ever done on a car?
The craziest job I've ever done on a car.
Mm-hmm. Besides, not a G ride, okay? No, nothing like that.
For Nissan.
Any car.
Oh, okay. I had to. I was working on a Mustang,
Mm-hmm.
and it had tilt steering. It would like move out of your way when you get out of it. It would do it automatically when you open the door.
What?
But it was a really old Mustang. It was like a 1968 Mustang,
Right.
and it was all vacuum controlled. There was no computers. It
Yeah.
was all with vacuum and air pressure and stuff. And I had never seen anything like that before.
Man.
Very, very old technology.
Super before hydraulic and everything, right? Pumps.
It took like a week to figure out. I'd never seen it. I'd never seen it before or since. It was very strange.
And you don't have any like manuals to go behind that, right?
I did, but it was like a photocopy of a photocopy, and it was like 50-year-old
Oh.
directions. Like the guy who
Okay.
wrote the directions is probably dead of old
Yeah.
age.
Yeah.
So that's what
Yeah, like, man, you know what? I remember a friend, he drove himself practically insane for an entire month trying to figure out because the car was going like this, revving up and down. He changed the seals. gaskets, everything. At the end of the day, it was a cracked, small hose that was just beneath one of the intakes, and he said it was a vacuum leak.
Yeah,
A vacuum leak, and people don't know that it can be as simple as one little thing that can mess up your entire car, right?
yeah. It can be maddening sometimes for sure.
So, Joey, we continue with the series of questions. Welcome. This is not the Oprah Show. This is the Ross Nissan, brought to you podcast called Car Lifestyle, where we teach people how to basically learn about the basics about cars. I told you the first episode we did was with Robert, the service manager here, and he was telling us the importance about fixing a car and keeping it up. One, because it retains better value. You don't have to waste money in the long run because you're not going to have a major job done to it. Because if you stay constant with it, chances are your car's going to be running well, right?
Right.
Joey, let's go to the next one then.
Okay.
How much more do you have to learn every year to be up to date? How many courses do you take every year?
Oh, that's kind of complicated. They send bulletins over the internet every single day. There's like a virtual academy that we always have to keep up with. Oh, I don't know. And then, like I said, I have a class I have to go to, like a physical class.
How long is that class?
I think it's 4 days.
So
They vary. They're between 2 and 5 days.
So they're pretty much classes that are really fast paced, but because you're already part of it, you already know it's just adding more to the value, right?
Right. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's very detailed. It's like 6 hours per day of instruction with like a bunch of people who know.
Do you
what they're
hate
doing.
that? Because you said you're hands on, right?
No, I like it.
Yeah.
Well, it's hands on there too.
Oh, they take you to an academy that you're physically working on.
Yeah, there's vehicles, there's problems.
Sweet.
Yeah.
You know what? I think I'm gonna go with you next time. Tag along and just be your eyes. I won't say anything. I just want to show people what this is about, so they can see the true value that you guys put into your craft. You know,
Okay.
it's crazy. Like go see you and see all the guys. To me, it's a passion. Like car life, you basically, to me, goes from taking care of the vehicle to having a good sound system. Last week we were talking about technology and how it has changed so much that from your phone, from your steering wheel, you can control everything. Can you also fix those problems, like the computer glitches on the sound systems and all those navigations things?
Yeah, that's partially what the class is in June. It's
Yeah.
it's called a CAN network. It's how all the computers in the car talk to each other.
How many computers does a car have right now, on average?
And like I don't know, like a luxury car, a lot. Everything has a computer.
So the
The back
seats,
window has a computer, a control
Even
module.
dude, that's crazy.
Computers are cheap now, so they just put them everywhere.
And you know when you want to scrap it, you can resell the the scrap metal, right?
Yeah.
No, it is crazy because technology. Like I was watching the Rogue the other day, a commercial for the Nissan Rogue, and it has that driving assist. So if you're getting out of the lane, the vehicle starts beaming and telling you, "Hey, get back in there," because of the sensors. They're going around 360.
Yeah.
What happens if one of those sensors goes bad? Like, does it really affect the whole system, or does it tell you immediately?
It would tell you. Yeah, it affects the system.
Completely, right?
They don't go bad very often, though. I actually haven't even changed one of those.
The last time I remember, I went to a body shop and the guy was telling me, "Dude, we had to change like 3 of them because they went bad."
Oh, for an accident.
Yeah. Like, but basically, when they did that, they said that it was such a small part that they couldn't believe that that little thing was the one that was controlling like all the senses around the vehicle.
Yeah, they're very small.
Dude, these guys are taking it to another level. Can you give us a sneak preview of one of the things that might be coming with the technology aspects in the next year,
I don't know. The next year?
based on your classes, your inside information? Hook it up, bro. You'd be nice to us.
I don't know, man. I mean, they'll be
He's
driving
a good
themselves soon.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They're always working on that. Everybody's working on
But it's crazy, right? Like, I remember, like, they did a vehicle test. They came out in the news, and the vehicle had actually ran over somebody. I'm like, dude, imagine that happens in real life. I think it's going to happen within our lifetime. Do you see that happening?
that. I don't know. Probably, yeah.
Well, you're in your 30s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see it the next 30 years.
34 last week.
Oh, congrats, dude.
Thanks.
Nice. You need to get yourself one of those expensive cars, at least for a weekend. Nah. It's all good. Let me see. As technology changes, do you specialize only in one task, like for instance, brakes, transmission, or anything like that, or you do it general?
Oh, general. Everybody does everything back there.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's not like a brakes guy and transmission kind.
So say for instance you get the order here from the service department and they say, okay, this car needs brakes, it needs tire balancing, it needs shocks. Pretty much it needs a whole makeover.
Every guy back there can do all that stuff.
But you get a specific job and you get started with it, or you pass it on to the other technicians?
No, you can do everything yourself. You
That's-
gotta be able to do everything.
Yeah, that's true. You got to defend yourself. But what happens, say for instance, like when you go, in my case, I've gone to dealerships and I've been waiting for my car, and there's people that kind of like lose their mind because they say, dude, I've been here for 4 hours and these mechanics are not doing anything. The truth. Do a lot of mechanics, not you, not here, but do you know of any mechanics that just want to put in the hours? Or are you timed by the job? Say you do this job, how long does it take you? And you have to say from the get-go.
Oh, the second one.
The
You do
second
that one, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't just take forever and stuff and get paid the whole time. If you're taking too long, you're working for free.
That's pretty much it, right?
Yeah,
So say for a transmission job, how long does it take you? The transmission has to ride.
I'm really slow. It takes me all day. But there's guys back there who can do it in like half a day.
What?
Yeah, they've done so many.
So they already know in and out.
Yeah, I mean, I've only have 3 years. There's guys there's other people with 10 years, 15 years. They're really good. They don't have to think. They just react.
It's more like a reflex for them now.
Right.
That's what it is. But I think mechanical work, like you said, it comes down to you liking it. If you don't like it, you're going to do a bad job, and then it's going to come back to you. Have you ever had any
Yeah.
cars returned for any small reason? Not your job, I mean, not your problem, but because something else happened?
It always happens sometimes. I mean, that's going to happen. You work on 100 cars, something will come back for some reason. But it's rare.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, you want to do it right the first time because, like I said, you come back the second time,
You're
that's
pissed
free.
already.
I mean, it's free. You don't get paid twice.
Oh, so it falls back on you. That's cool. You know what? That's what I didn't really know about, like the technical aspect. I thought, okay, you're on a base salary, but it's also based on performance. So how does it break down?
It's totally performance based. Yeah.
That's sweet. Imagine if the NFL, the NBA, the Major League Baseball was kind of like that. You win a game, you get paid. You don't win, you go home, bro. You didn't do your job. I wish it was
Kind of
like
true,
that, you
though.
know? You're not performing. Why get paid? You know?
Yeah.
Joy, I love the fact that Joy is very direct to the point, and I like that because that's how it is. You have to be in this kind of lifestyle, right? You're doing one thing after another, and I appreciate the fact that he took time off to really come and talk to us because right now we're taking time off his duties. What is the first thing you're doing today? Like the first thing you're working on this morning?
I have a leak back there. I have to go. Actually, I have to go soon.
Yeah.
And,
Okay, Joy. Let me get you out of here really quick. Give me a second, okay, Joy? Let me just ask you the most important questions. Do you ever want to say no to a job,
Yeah, sure.
and why?
Sometimes it's messy. Sometimes it doesn't pay that well. But
Do you have that choice?
no, you don't
No.
have a choice.
You're like, you gotta do it, bro. You're in here, man.
It's a job, man.
Yeah, you have to do it. Okay, one, that's it, and that's it. Okay, so I can get you back in so you can get working over there. I appreciate your time, Joey.
Sure.
Definitely. Let me see. 2 more, please.
Hey.
Yeah, come on. Let's
All right,
it's a
all right,
bonus
all right,
round.
all right.
Okay, bonus round. Okay. Do you get friends to ask you for mechanical favors?
Yeah, every single day.
And what do you tell them? Hey, bro, can you hook me up with? I'll just buy the parts.
It's what people. You know what it is? What people always do is they say they'll just give you like one sentence of a problem, and they go, "So what is that?"
You're like,
Sometimes I turn the key and I hear like, and I go, and they go, "So what is that?" And I'm like, "I don't know."
you're like, dude,
Car's not even here.
I'm not a psychic reading guy. Come on, you know. Okay, the last one. Why do you like to work for Nissan?
They're engineered pretty well. German cars are like really complicated. Some American cars, I hate to say, they have quality issues. A lot of them, Chrysler, but Nissans are really well built, and their engineering is very straightforward. It's good.
And the motors are really straightforward too, right? Everything, you got everything there. Well, Joey, thank you so much. We're gonna talk to somebody in Spanish, and we're gonna do this segment in Spanish for everybody that wants to listen. Make sure you subscribe, you like, share this episode with people that might not know about the car culture. We're really digging into it. Today we talked to Joey. He's a technician here at Ross Nissan in El Monte. And he's on a rush, but appreciate the fact that he stopped by and gave us some lowdown on what it is behind the scenes. What is it to be a technician? I mean, regular people earning a living like you and I, but at the same time doing what they love.
Yeah. Yeah.
Joy.
Good episode.
Thank you, bro.
All right.
Take care, Joy.